Welcome to Wings of Aero channel. In this video, I will provide a complete solution of compressible flow topic asked in GATE Aerospace 2021. If you are looking for GATE Aerospace coaching, visit to this website wingsofaero.in/gate. First question, the figure shows schematics of wave pattern at the exit of the nozzles A and B operating at different pressure ratios as shown in the figure, and they have asked in the question the nozzle A and B respectively are said to be operating in. They have given couple of options: over expanded mode and under expanded mode, whether it is a perfectly expanded mode or under expanded, and so on. So recalling the basic concept, what is under expanded nozzle, ambient nozzle, over expanded nozzle, and glossally over expanded nozzle. So looking into the basic concept, we can clearly state that the right option is option A. The first figure, the nozzle A represents over expanded mode, and nozzle B which shows the under expanded mode. Next question. The shape of supersonic diffuser that slows down a supersonic flow to subsonic flow is converging, diverging, diverging, converging, converging, diverging. They have given four options. So first of all, when they have given the shape of supersonic diffuser, that means something relevant to Mach number, velocity and area. So first of all, let's recall area, Mach number, velocity relation. So it says that for an supersonic flow. So what is mean by supersonic flow? Mach number greater than 1. So if we increase the area, what will lead? There will be increase in velocity. That means if you are using the divergent section, the velocity will increase. But in case of subsonic flow, Mach number less than 1, even though we are increasing the area, that is duct area, which will lead to decrease in velocity. Now, using this concept, we can bring to a conclusion that the shape of a supersonic diffuser that slows down. Now, initially from the supersonic, first of all, it is slowing down, that is Mach number is coming down. Now, first of all, let's recall that. So, how we can decrease the velocity from the supersonic flow diffuser? If we want to make to slow down, we have to make a conversion. Now, further to make it to a subsonic from the conversion, so when we want to reduce, the Mach number will almost come to our throat. Now, further reduction of this velocity, we need to increase the area from the subsonic flow. If you want to further increase the area, then the flow will decrease. So for that, we need to further increase from the point 2 to 0.6, we need to make it a divergent. So we can clearly state the shape of the supersonic diffuser that slows down a supersonic flow to a subsonic flow by making convergent divergent section. So the right option is option D. Next, which of the following statements is or are true across an oblique shock in adiabatic condition over a wedge shown below? So they have shown a wedge and which is a Mach number greater than 1. They have shown what is the upstream, what is the downstream condition. And they are given some options. Total pressure decreases, Mach number based on velocity tangential to the shock decreases, total temperature remain constant, Mach number based on velocity triangle to the shock remains the same, and that based on velocity normal to the shock decreases. Now first of all, let's recall what are the basic properties of shock waves. Okay, oblique shock wave. So we can see when the upstream, when we have the Mach number is greater than 1, the other properties like velocity, pressure, static pressure, total pressure, what happens to the downstream? So we can say that the total temperature in downstream and upstream remains same. So from here we can say the option C is correct. Next, moving to the total pressure. Now total pressure, from the properties we can see the P02 is less than P01. That means the total pressure is less. Now looking into the Mach number based tangential velocity, that is velocity tangential to the shock decreases. Now as per this oblique shock concept, it has been clear that looking into the diagram below, okay, so what we can state here is the velocity tangential in the upstream and the downstream are same, but we cannot say the Mach number based on velocity triangle will be same. So let's see what is the Mach number based velocity triangle, whether it decreases or increases. Now we know that what is Mach number? Mach number equals to velocity by root over gamma RT. Now when we will consider the upstream, so we can write as W1, that is velocity tangential by root over gamma RT1. And when we move for this next one, the second condition, that is a downstream condition, m of T2, that is a tangential velocity, equals to W2 by root over gamma RT2. Now as the W1 and W2 is same, let's cancel off. Now see here, the what is a factor of static temperature? The static temperature here is more, that is in the downstream we have more as compared with the upstream. So if the temperature increases, obviously what will happen to the Mach number based on velocity tangential? Obviously it will, if this T2 parameter increases, then the Mach number based parameter will decrease. So we can say that the option B is also correct. Now we can easily state option D is not correct because they have mentioned the Mach number based on velocity tangential to the shock wave remains same, right? Which is completely, the statement is completely wrong. Okay, so the right option is option A, B and C. Next question. The figure shows schematic of an setup for a visualization of non-uniform density field in the test section of a supersonic wind tunnel. This technique of visualization of high-speed flow is known as. Now they have given several technique name, or we can say visualization techniques. Now you need to recall what it defines. So remember that an optical method that reveals non-uniformities in transparent medium like air, water or glass. So in this question they have given a word non-uniform density field. So whenever it is non-uniform, that means which represents a shadow graph technique. That particular visualization technique is so called as shadow graph technique. So the right option is option C. Shock moving into a stationary gas can be transformed into stationary shock by a change in reference frame as shown in figure. Which of the following is or are true relating the flow properties in the two reference frames? So it says that when the shock is in moving condition, the moving normal shock. So as we can see in the figure, the direction of shock speed, that is given as Vs. So what happens in this condition? They have given in the moving normal shock, the gas are being stationary gas. So when the gas is stationary, we know that it is a static condition and the stagnation condition are going to be the same. So from here we can write down few of the standard properties. First of all, from here we can say that T1 is equal to T01. T1 equals to T01 and P1 is also equals to P02. But we cannot say P1 is equal to P2. So obviously whenever there is a normal shock wave, right, behind or the downstream of that shock wave will be having more large amount of static pressure. So P2 has to be greater than P1. So in other word, we can say since P1 is equal to P01, we can say that P2 is greater than P01. Now looking that in the question, the stationary shock are being changed or transformed to one stationary normal shock. That means stationary gas can be transformed to one stationary shock. In the stationary shock, we cannot state that both the static and the stagnation will be same. The stagnation shock wave is not going to same as static. So what are the changes will happen? Since from the moving shock wave it has been transformed to a stationary normal shock wave, we can state that T1 can be same as T1 dash. Similarly, P1 can be same as P2 prime. I can say that. But we cannot say that T1 prime is also equal to T01. There will be the difference in the stagnation points. The stagnation shock wave will be different because of isentropic properties. So T01 has to be greater than T01. T01 prime has to be greater than T01. Okay. Similarly, P01 has to be greater than P01 prime has to be greater than P01. Now looking into the several options, the values which are being given, the relations between those terms. So from there we can pick that obviously we can cancel off the option A and C. Now looking into the options B and D. So from here we can clearly state that option D is a right option. So I hope this explanation was much clear to you. You have well understood. So anyways, to know more about this kind of topics, the tips and tricks, you can look into the description box. If you have any other requested video, or you can write us to our comment box or mail us. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates. Till then, take care, fly with us.